I have a bachelor's degree in film and television.
I'm Jessica, and I have a bachelor's degree in equine studies, and we're going to make a Bad Horse movie.
Welcome to Cult Classics, the Fast Track.
Yeah.
That's stolen from another podcast.
Sorry.
Fast
Track is our own thing.
That is true. We are fast tracking. I always think of the bit from the Disney movies where it's like fast pass or something like that. Like to skip this, go to the menu.
Oh yeah,
that's what I think of, which makes sense. Of like we're just jumping right into it, baby.
Jumping right in.
So what are we jumping into?
We have made a title already.
Yes, we generated a title already. That is typically how fast tracks work. And we skip all of the fluff. No fluff.
No fluff. No marshmallow fluff.
No marshmallow fluff. I'm allergic. I'm not, but I'm sensitive to sugar, so.
I mean, it is literally just straight sugar.
It's just straight sugar. Maybe some eggs in there, I think.
No, I think it's just like corn syrup.
Well, there's some gelatin at least, because I know it's not vegan.
Yes.
Which is fine because I'm not a vegan, but I was at one point, and so now I'm aware of these things.
That you could eat it.
Yes.
Fair enough. Let's see if I can say this title without laughing, because it's very funny, which is excellent. Not helping.
I'm getting us into a calm state of mind.
It's not helping. No. Okay, the title is Trial Horse for Mayor.
Trial Horse for Mayor. Which already we're off to a good start. Even if we just had horse for mayor is very good. But trial horse.
Yes.
Here's my question.
Yes.
Is it a horse that was on trial or a horse that has gone to trial? Because is it a lawyer horse or is it a criminal horse?
That is a good question.
Because if you're doing a criminal for mayor, then we could have a whole conversation about the political justice system and how that is not fair to constituents.
It's a little deep for a Bad Horse movie.
That's what makes it a bad horse movie. Is you're like, wait a minute, we're doing a social commentary. And this horse is talking, or it could be about lawyers.
I think in my head I was when I generated this title, my first thought went to a lawyer horse,
or
a judge horse,
or. Let me just pitch you this.
Yes,
the trial is about the horse being the mayor.
Okay.
So, you know how in some cities there's a dog that's a mayor?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that concept, and then something happens, and they have to have a whole trial about if it even is legal for the horse to be the mayor.
Okay.
So then it becomes trial horse, right? And then this horse is running for a second term.
Okay.
So it's like the horse is trying to run for a second term in the middle of this trial if it's even legal for this horse to be the mayor in the first place.
There's going to be lots of news headlines and bad press.
Yes. And it's all about those sound bites. In some places, just the horse neighing. Wait, I need you to do that again clean while I'm not talking. Can you do that again for me, please?
I have a friend who can do a much better horse whinny than I can.
I don't even...
I'm very impressed by her all the time when she does it.
I feel like if I were to do a horse sound, it would sound like a dying animal.
Please, I want to hear.
No.
Do it, do it, do it.
That sounded like my witch's cackle.
No, you know what that sounded like? That sounded like the horse in a Barbie movie that can talk, laughing. Like, that's how the horse laughs.
I do this for a living. Oh my God.
Oh, not this specifically.
Well, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Oh,
at large.
Yes. No,
Oh
this
my God.
this podcast is just for fun.
For you, maybe.
Oh,
This is serious business. I can't do a horse noise.
I
It's
hope that
serious.
you're having fun.
I'm always having fun.
Okay,
I
good.
would not be here if we were not having fun.
Good.
I'm crying. Ay, ay, ay. Okay.
Okay. Well, okay, so here's the thing is I'm not opposed to that. But my first initial image in my head was the animation style kind of like BoJack Horseman, which I
Okay.
have not watched. I've just seen still images.
Yeah, I'm same here.
So for the listeners who like that show, I'm sorry, I'm not referencing it in terms of the actual show, just the animation style of like horses walking bipedal with human clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like imagining just this 2D animated cartoon of this world where they're all horses and there's a trial, but then they also, or it's like a lawyer that runs for mayor or whatever like that. But with yours, would it be live action?
I was just thinking it would be so funny to have like an established actor being a lawyer in a courtroom and emphatically making a point and then points over and there's a horse on the stand. Like, just to me, that's really funny. I don't know why I'm picturing Richard Gere, because I don't think Richard Gere would be the person that I would cast, but just like a typical white man,
lawyer
man.
Is he bald?
No, just like a handsome man.
Oh, okay.
Like, I mean,
like not a middle-aged lawyer man, like a younger lawyer
man.
Okay.
Yeah, like we could do like a Tom Hiddleston. Maybe.
Okay,
he might be a little too beautiful for that, but like just put him in a suit, and then like.
Very serious.
And then we point over and there's a horse there, which to me, I think the challenge of that, I know I approach a lot of things from the filmmaking side, but building the set in a way that a horse could stand at the witness stand is so funny to me. Like, I don't even know how to begin building that. And that is an incredible challenge that I would be so up for.
I don't know enough about how a witness stand is to be able to contribute my horse knowledge. I feel like you would just have to make it deeper so all of the horse could fit.
I think you would have to make it deeper in the way that like the back of the set would be extended.
Yeah.
But you'd have to, I think, put some kind of illusory boards so that it seems like the judge needs to be up against the wall, because basically what from my understanding of courtrooms is like the judge has the highest platform, but it is pretty much just like a desk that's elevated,
right?
And then the witness stand is like a seat with a tiny little desk in front of you. So you're not doing that with a horse. Like, I am not the size of a horse. I'm the size of a horse's leg.
What if the horse is just standing half in, half out? It doesn't fit.
I was thinking though, like, you could do it in a way if you lowered where the seat is.
Yeah.
Right? So you make it so that it is wider.
Yeah.
So the horse can stand, but it's lower so that you really only see like the horse's like chest.
Oh, okay.
And then you would extend it back, the set back.
Yeah.
But you would angle the walls in such a way that it makes it look like for some reason that they're all the same depth. So it's not like the horse is so far removed from the judge.
Right.
Like, it would have to be built by like set designers that do theater sets, I feel like. But I feel like it'd be so funny just the visual of like human horse. But like in a way that looks like they're supposed to be there.
Right. Okay.
That's what makes it funny to me.
Okay. So I guess my question is the horse answering for itself? Or does it have like a human handler? Because I feel like when all the like dog mayors, like there's a person also involved.
But is that person the mayor?
No, they're not. They're like the assistant or whatever, but they like speak for the animal and like take it around to places. Like the animal doesn't just like wander the streets.
Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Right. Like usually there's like a human handler involved. Like kind of how like they do with like the character handling at Disney, I feel like.
Sure.
Like they kind of lead them and they say some stuff, but they don't speak for the character necessarily. They might translate.
Yeah.
Depending on the character.
I feel like you're grounding it slightly too much in reality.
I think that's my problem.
Yeah.
Is it's feeling a little real. So like take me out.
Because I just think it would be really funny if it was like, what do you have to say for yourself? And the horse just answers.
What if the horse doesn't even answer and the horse just is like munching hay or something like that. Because here's the thing is horses typically actually aren't very vocal. Like they can be in certain circumstances, but it's not like a consistent all day long kind of thing. Like they don't communicate with each other with noises.
Mhm.
They communicate with like body language. So the average horse that's just hanging out is just eating some grass or some hay. So what do you have to say for yourself?
In my courtroom. I guess the question is, are we making them like a real horse or are we making them like a movie horse? Because movie horses make all kinds of sounds.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know, because already we've ungrounded it in the reality of this town is like, yeah, this horse is our mayor.
Right.
And there's no one else around. It's just the horse.
Right.
So I don't know what would be funnier.
I mean, I think it would be kind of funny if the horse was like very uninterested in the trial.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like what makes it funny is if people react very strongly in a way that doesn't make sense for how uninterested this horse is.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that could be a funny like, and in my courtroom.
The audience gasps.
Everyone gasps and the horse is just like chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I feel like trial horse for mayor, right? Okay. So there needs to be a lot of things I think that just kind of happen that we don't need to explain.
Okay.
Like, for example, this horse is running for a second term.
Right.
There's not a handler making that decision. There's not anything. It's just there's just a vote for mayor.
Right.
Posters around town.
Mm-hmm.
What prompted this trial? Is it just like the legitimacy of a horse being the mayor? Or is it something else entirely?
What if
is
accused of taking bribes?
Okay. All right.
Because you can, sugar cubes and carrots bribe this horse.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. All right.
Bribes to, I don't know. What do you bribe a mayor to do that would be?
I mean, there's all kinds of planning committees. There's all kinds of decisions that the mayor makes. I put this in quotes because I think every system is different. As far as like every city with a mayor is going to be different on how much their mayor is a figurehead or not.
Right.
It just depends on the city.
Right.
And there's no right or wrong answer to it. But like, if the mayor does actually have final say in like where this new skate park goes, because a lot of the times a lot of decisions aren't really made by the mayor. They're made by whatever committee or board is doing that. So like the zoning board or a planning committee or something like that, right? They're going to be more the ones that are going to say, oh yeah, legally you can put a skate park here. But we can also say like, even if it is the zoning board, the mayor has swayed them to vote yes on the skate park. Maybe not a skate park specifically, but
just a montage of the horse doing skateboard tricks.
Okay, wait. Montage of the horse in the center of a skate bowl and just people skating around it. This horse has no like invested interest in the skate park, but is like, this is cool.
So I'm thinking, like, my instinct is that this is a very small town.
Okay.
So maybe we don't necessarily have to address this, but like in my head, the reason that they picked this horse for mayor in the first place is because nobody else really wanted to do it. And they saw it walking around town and they're like, yeah, we should elect the horse for mayor. And everybody was like, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
And so I think that maybe the reason that the horse is on trial now is because like some new people moved into town and they're not on board with the fact that this horse is mayor. And so they're trying to like get the horse out and elect one of their people in as mayor.
Okay.
But so I feel like the trial of like the horses being bribed should be for something really like, I don't know. My mind keeps going to like, so small towns have like a lot of like festivals and stuff. And so they're moving the festival to a different day or something like that.
Yeah.
And, the horse is accepting bribes. It got moved because the I don't know, this one person is going to be out of town and they normally win the festival or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I like that. We could go more specific of like normally this local band headlines, and they had a gig out of town, and so then it got moved, and nobody likes this band, and so it's kind of like well, maybe it's not they don't like the band, maybe it's something to do with one of the band members is somehow a rival to these new people that just got in, so they don't like this person, and so they're like, well, clearly the horse took bribes,
oh yeah,
so that this band could play,
right. Yeah, because I was just thinking, I was like, if the trial was about the horse taking bribes for something that was normal to the town, then that would be the townspeople bringing up the trial, not the new people. So it's like, how do we make it so that the new people bring up this trial? And the townspeople are like, I mean, I guess I'll go along with this, but I don't think the horse is guilty.
Yeah. So, so if we set it up like this. New family comes into town. Dad, mom, son. Son is a 17-year-old rocker.
Okay.
He's a 17-year-old rock. I don't know why I stopped. You know what? Let's yes and.
He's 17-year-old The Rock.
I was gonna yes and into a piece of granite, but okay, no. Okay, we're going back. He's a 17-year-old rocker. He's got a rock band.
Okay.
He is trying to make big, right?
Okay.
And they moved because mom got a job somewhere in town, right? Because dad's a lawyer. Mom is
school teacher.
Ooh, okay, great, love that. And little Tommy is a rocker. He dropped out of school, and but they love him. They love him so much,
right?
And so there's a poster when they first roll into town that's like, we're looking for the bands for the summer festival, right? He's like, okay, I'll sign up, right? And goes to the auditions, and there's 3 bands there, and one of them is the ones that always headline. One of them sucks, and then there's him, right? And so he goes through this audition like, yeah, I think I got this. And then come to find out, and the band that always does it also sucks.
Okay.
So, maybe not like awfully, but to the point where you're like, right?
They're not quite as good.
They're not quite as good as they think they are. And then gets the news that he didn't make it. And so he complains or is really upset, and his father's like, something's not right here. So his father does some investigating because of this, finds out or thinks he finds out that the horse is taking bribes.
Right.
However we do that.
Right.
Which I assume would just be a shot of the horse eating a sugar cube from someone. I don't really know how
in
else.
a dark alley.
Yeah, I don't know how else to do that. And so then this lawyer is like, well, I'm going to take this mayor to trial. I don't really know how legally that works, but we're going to say that is legally how this works. And so then that's where we start the trial, right? And the horse is also running for mayor for a second term. So that gets us to that point. And then we've got this trial, and I think the trial is going to definitely divide the town.
Yeah, absolutely.
Between the newcomers and the horse.
Yeah.
We're going to have a big divide for sure. I don't really quite know where to go from the trial.
Well, I feel like the result of the trial is like the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like there's a little bit of lead up. There's maybe build up to the trial itself. And then the trial happening is a significant, we actually kind of go into detail of what's happening with the trial.
Yeah. And
the climax of the movie is the decision from the judge, the jury, however we decide this trial is going to be. It's not going to be a legitimate trial. So anybody with lawyer trial judge experience, do not expect this to be
I mean, we
real.
can run it through some consultants at least once before we get to the final stage, but at some point you have to understand that this is a horse on trial.
Right, exactly. Well, I was just thinking, it's like, so our other sister showed me some videos of this guy who like is a firefighter, and he was commenting on like TV shows that do firefighting stuff and whatnot, and how, and I feel like this happens with a lot of things. And so I feel like a marker of a bad movie is that there was no
consulting.
no consulting, no
all right.
research done. Like, we just decided that this is how this works.
We watched
in this
Law and Order a couple times.
Right.
We're like, this is how a trial goes, I think.
I know how it goes. And so I think the decision of, yes, this horse is guilty, or no, is not guilty and can still be mayor, is like the climax of the movie. And then there's like one or two other things, and that's like the end of the movie.
Well, there's some things we need to resolve.
Okay.
So first of all, is this horse guilty?
I don't know. I want to say no, but I'm biased towards horses
We've made a divisive movie already.
already.
I'm trying to think of what's funnier. I think, honestly, I kind of think it would be funny if the horse was guilty and was no longer allowed to be mayor,
Mm-hmm.
and then they got a real mayor who was worse than the horse somehow. And
Okay.
everyone's like, bring back the horse.
Bring back the horse. No, I like it.
Okay.
I'm here for that.
Because this horse don't care.
Yeah, no, the horse has no, horses have no
No sense of political
no sense
ambition.
of political anything.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even think like we do.
No, and I just think it's funny if we make this horse a horse.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a magical,
Yeah.
talking,
Nope.
sentient, like, not sentient, but like intelligent in our way horse. This is just the horse.
It's just a horse.
And that's the joke the whole time, is it's just a horse.
Yeah.
Um,
Can we do this where it's like a little bit exaggerated in how they like act and deliver their dialogue? Because I feel like you could direct this real serious.
Yeah.
And like, we're seriously having this trial. But I mean, you were talking about the like gasps from the audience in the trial and stuff. And I just imagine when you were talking about what'd you name the kid again?
said Tommy. I don't
Tommy,
think it's a good
okay.
one. I don't like it.
I almost said Timmy, so Timmy Tommy.
Timmy Tommy. Tim Tom.
Tim Tom. Flip Flam.
This is the worst rocker name ever. Timothy. Mom. I'm a rocker.
Yeah. I just imagine like Timmy crying really aggressively in the living room because he didn't pass the auditions for this band, and Dad's like, son, what's wrong? I didn't make it through. That mayor. He's been taking bribes. You know, like a little bit more like funny, comedic.
Sure.
I keep thinking also a little
Kind
bit
of like an Adam Sandler movie, I feel like is the vibe I'm getting.
Because I was also thinking of like, not in the mockumentary style of The Office, but like, I feel like you could do some of the like camera moves of where it just like the pan to the horse is like really fast.
Yeah. So like maybe I would say like later seasons of Parks and Rec.
Okay, yeah.
Because Parks and Rec kind of started off as like the office of a mockumentary, and then they dropped that like
they dropped like the talking heads.
Yeah. Like after like they do some talking heads, but not in a point where they acknowledge that it's a documentary anymore, like second season. So yeah.
Okay.
That could be very, very good. Yeah, I'm into it. Or maybe like maybe this is more in the realm of like What We Do in the Shadows, kind of, which is similar, but a little more comedic. Although that show does acknowledge the cameras as part of the show, so
not
which
quite.
we could make it like a mockumentary style.
We could make a mockumentary style. Have people done mockumentaries not as TV shows? Because I feel like all the ones I know of are TV shows.
I think What We Do in the Shadows started off as a movie, and then it became a TV show. So I think that there's definitely a precedent to like starting it in a movie style. Because I think that there's definitely, I don't know, I feel like the vibe is kind of there.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where maybe like the director of this documentary is like, wow, this town has a horse for a mayor.
Oh,
you know, like already. And then I'm curious how we would loop in. I think we could loop in the family without being on them. So maybe it's like we see the audition and we
Uh-huh.
see like other town stuff happening, and
Uh-huh.
that gives us all the puzzle pieces for the trial.
Right.
We would definitely have to come up with an excuse for why they're filming in the courtroom, because that's not usually a thing that you are able to
right.
do.
Yeah.
But we could figure something out.
Mhm.
Again,
Well, there's some.
it depends
Courts
on the
that-
like cases
Right.
and the like, and if it's a federal or a local
Right.
or a
I feel like
you know.
we've had televised court cases.
Yeah, it
so-
depends on the all
Mhm.
kinds of things. So we just have to figure out what that is.
It's a small town.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to go on the news. They don't care if the trials are been televised. There's no restrictions on that. You have to be a licensed media person.
Sure.
To film this trial. Like nobody else is allowed to film it. Like there's not everybody with their phones like filming everything. But whoever's making this documentary is a licensed media person for this trial.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
And then like I just imagine the quote unquote talking heads of the no, I don't know why I put that in quotes, but the talking head of the horse. Like all the music cuts and everything, and just like the awkward silence of like the horse is not saying anything.
It's a horse.
It's just a horse just chilling, falling asleep or shaking flies off or
I love it. Okay,
munching some hay.
so we've got this trial, right? And then we've got the result, which is the horse is guilty of taking bribes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to resolve the. We can just say that there's another mayor and they're bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we need to resolve the summer festival, I think, is the thing that needs resolved. And we need to resolve the split in the community.
Right.
So, like, and I think the resolution for that could just be, like, everybody hates this new mayor, so they all come together and be like,
Right.
we hate this new mayor.
Yeah.
But, like, the resolution for the summer festival, is it, like, that Tommy gets to play, or that everybody realizes this band is actually really bad, or the festival doesn't happen because the mayor was taking bribes and so therefore all the money for it is gone, or like, you know, like what's the because I feel like that's the only loose end I can see specifically. And then with a mockumentary, I think it could just end on the horse in the field like chilling, you know.
Right.
Or like the bit where they do like updates, like so and so the horse is doing just fine, you know, like on a black screen with text.
So are we not reinstating him as mayor after we decided that the other mayor is terrible?
That's a good question. We could do that. I feel like either way it could still be the black screen with text of like so and so is reinstated as mayor.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that Timmy should. His name is Timmy now. Sorry,
that's fine.
Timmy should be like so the mayor was taking bribes. They've decided this, so they decide they figure out that the bribes were coming from this band or what the one that was good or not good but did it every year.
Yeah.
And so the other band that was terrible, their main singer got bronchitis, so can't sing.
I was gonna say laryngitis.
That's what I was trying to think of. Thank you. It was like the throat one, not the lung one.
I mean, either one would still suck.
Right. Can't sing. So Timmy is offered the gig, and I feel like at some point he should like feel guilty for getting this horse mayor put on trial. Like there's the come to moment of like, yeah, this wasn't as great as I thought it was gonna be. Now I feel terrible that I got this horse mayor fired from his job.
Post show interview where he's all sweaty and was like, "That sucked."
Right. It was like, no, it was okay, but I feel like, you know, like I took my revenge too far or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like I got what I wanted, but I don't feel satisfied.
Okay, sure.
That kind of a feeling.
Yeah.
And so now I feel a little bit guilty that I had all of this stuff happen because it wasn't worth it for what I got out of it, kind of a thing.
Yeah. I think that in documentary style, sometimes that could just be like we don't need an additional moment after that. Sometimes you do end on those kind of like serious, like that's just kind of the way people in the world works. And you usually elevate that in like a mockumentary where you're like, it was awful, boom. And then I think that we end after the festival, right? And then kind of we would come to the conclusion like that's it.
Mhm.
That's the end of the movie, and then we
Uh-huh.
have the blank screen highlight like recap
Yeah.
or updates. Excuse me.
Update screen. Yeah.
Reinstated as mayor. Timmy went to LA, like
No, Timmy got accepted into Juilliard
oh
on a
yeah,
scholarship
I love that.
and is now helping children learn how to play. Like, there's got to be some sort of like humanitarian something.
Yeah. And then his dad is.
Or no. He gives riding lessons on the side.
Oh, I love
something
that.
horse related.
Something horse related. Yeah. And then his dad is still a lawyer.
His dad is still a lawyer, but now he is the lawyer for the horse mayor. So he
Mayor.
defends the horse mayor against anybody else who tries to slander him.
Sure.
Should we name the horse who is the mayor? Like, should we give it like a one of our crazy like racehorse names, or should it just have like a generic like horse name like Thunder or?
Well, because I'm thinking like I don't think they would ever refer to this horse as anything other than Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, okay,
until the horse is no longer the mayor.
right.
So I don't know if it would be relevant
Okay.
until like maybe like the update at the end of
Mm-hmm.
Thunder was reinstated as mayor.
Unless it gets brought up during the trial.
Yeah, I guess because the name would need to be relevant to the trial.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a racehorse name would be really funny.
Okay. Or just like, not even specifically a racehorse name, just like one of those ridiculously long names.
Really
Because
long
here's the
names.
thing is like registered names in like Quarter Horse Association and also some of the other like horse breed associations, when you register your horse, a lot of times the names get kind of ridiculous because you tend to merge like the father and mother's names into something else, some weird combo of like, oh, I don't even know if I can think of anything right now, but let me see if I can think of any of the ones we
Majestic
had.
Mountain
Uh-huh.
and Swan Lake
Yeah.
equals
Swan Mountain.
Swan Mountain
Or Swan Hill.
Swan Hill.
Because a lot of times they'll like take one of the names and they won't pull from it specifically, but it'll be something kind of similar.
Mhm.
So like hill, mountain, cliff,
Yeah.
and swan could stay as swan or it could be just like bird or
Yeah.
feather or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Do we like any of those ideas?
I feel like it needs to be something long, like 4 words.
Do you want to use our generator?
That might be something.
Let's break out the generator.
Break out the generator.
Even though we specifically were like, we're not going to use the generator this episode.
Well, we didn't use it for the title.
we
We're just using
didn't
it
use for the title, but we are using it to get a horse name.
Although I don't know if it's going to work because it's supposed to be sentences.
Well, but I think that there's enough stuff in there. Dreamer,
Okay.
Inspired.
Okay.
Okay, we'll shuffle again.
Shuffle.
Radishes. Arizona. Felicity. Arizona. Felicity.
Arizona's good.
Dreamer. Arizona. Winter.
Winter, yeah.
Soldier. Miracle.
That's licensed already. Yes.
Miracle. Dreamer, Arizona, Winter Miracle.
What if it's Arizona Dreamer, Winter Miracle?
Arizona Dreamer, Winter Miracle.
Yeah.
That's the horse's name.
Yeah.
I like it. Good.
Because Arizona Dreamer actually sounds like a racehorse name.
It does. And then Winter Miracle is
It's
like part of the
Yeah.
father and mother.
Right, because you can make them like really long.
Yeah.
Because racehorse names have a limit on characters, but like quarter horses, Appaloosas, like all those registered names, I don't think, because I think I've seen some pretty long ones.
Yeah.
Or if you just want to be a ridiculous human and name your horse something really long,
Right,
you
right.
can do that too.
Okay. So in the court case of Arizona Dreamer
Winter
Winter Miracle
Versus Timmy.
I think it would be versus like the public or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. I don't know enough about
Yeah, I don't either.
legal matters.
Same.
Nobody sue me, please.
Nope.
Okay, so I feel like that's
Yeah.
the,
Did we do a recap? Did I just
No,
blank out?
we haven't done a recap yet.
Okay, let's
But we
recap.
were I think we were in the process of naming people.
Oh, right.
Do we need a name, Dad?
Lawyer Steve.
Well, they need like last names because they would be
Oh.
like, Mr.
What if we did something that was like kind of like rock band related? So it was like kind of on the nose, but not quite.
Mr. Sting.
Not
Timmy Sting.
Well,
That's an awful name.
I like it, but also I don't want to get like sued.
What about Wasp? Timmy Wasp.
I was thinking of like Rockman. Because if you say it fast enough, like Rockman,
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
You know,
I'm here for it. I like
it's
it.
like it's there, but it's not there.
Yeah, Mr. Rockman is the lawyer.
Uh-huh.
Mrs. Rockman is the teacher.
Yes.
And Timmy Rockman is the
Rockman.
Rockman. That's not the correct.
His band name should be something to do with granite. I was gonna say the Granite Stones, but that's just like redundant.
Yeah.
Granite Fire.
Or maybe it's like Timmy and the Granites. Something like that.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it.
Okay. I don't think there's anybody else unless we want to name the judge.
Nah,
Nah.
just judge.
Just judge. Your Honor.
Your Honor. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not really that important.
No, this is like a
Story.
very it's a crucial character like extra,
Uh-huh.
but not like a
Not enough to be named.
yeah, you don't really have any character development in this story. Yeah, I feel like the only other thing would be potentially if we have any interaction with the director or the camera crew if they need any kind of character development, but I think that
No.
we should be okay.
No, I don't think we need
Okay, so trial horse for mayor.
Mm-hmm.
We open with this is a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And we're following the exploits of a small town that has elected a horse for mayor.
Mhm.
Wow, so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And we're finding out some little things about the town. We
Mhm.
probably have some things here, some things there, and then we end up going to the auditions for the summer festival, and we
Mhm.
see the band auditions that are
Mhm.
there. None of them are great except for potentially Timmy and the Granites.
And I feel like we have to, in all of the like little bits before that, we have to kind of mention that Timmy's new to town.
Yes, Timmy is new to town. The town loves this horse mayor.
Uh-huh.
Like, and maybe we have a sit down talking heads with Mr. Rockman, and he's like, "What the frick? There's a horse. That's a mayor."
I can't believe we moved to a place that has a horse for a mayor.
Yeah, right. So something that we kind of established that he's like not into this.
Mm-hmm.
And then we end up like boom splash something dramatic has happened, and it is that Mr. Rockman and the representing the public is suing the mayor because he believes the mayor is taking bribes.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are recording the trial. That is what is happening now.
Mm-hmm.
We're recording the trial. Boom, boom, boom. Stuff is happening. Talking heads. Blah, blah, blah. And we find out that Mr. Mayor is guilty of taking bribes,
Mm-hmm.
which in this case, bribes are
Sugar cubes
sugar
and
cubes
carrots.
and carrots and peppermints. Right.
Yes.
So that is the bribing that is happening. So that is the conclusion of that. And then from there, we find out that the bribes were related to the one band at the summer festival who always had lines but were awful.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other band, their singer is out. So now we have Timmy and the Granites is going to headline. And this is kind of the conclusory segment. While we also include the fact that they have a human mayor now.
Yeah.
Who shows up at this festival.
I
would say like that would be part of
Right.
like why we can include this. But that this is the conclusion section of the documentary. We have a talking head segment with Timmy who's like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Mm-hmm.
And then cut. And then black screen updates. Mr. Mayor, the Arizona Dreamer was reinstated as mayor.
Uh-huh.
Timmy got accepted to Juilliard and teaches horse riding lessons on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Rockman now defends the mayor.
Yeah.
The end.
The end. Perfect.
That's
I
our
love it.
recap.
I love it. It sounds so serious when you say it, though.
Well, because it's the thing I think that's going to make it funny is the fact that they're taking it seriously as a documentary.
Right.
But the subject matter is this is a horse on trial for being a mayor taking bribes.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is ridiculous. And that's one of my favorite genres to make is where the world takes everything seriously, but as a viewer, you're like, this is ridiculous. My favorite thing to do. So that's kind of my style of just like filmmaking at large. So I would want to direct this one very particularly.
You claiming it, you putting your stamp on this one.
All of these, I'll pretend that they're all like things that I could do. But if I could do a movie with a horse, I would love to do this one a lot because it's very much my style.
Perfect. I love it.
Yeah. So we did it.
Yes. That's it. You scroll down.
Yes. Can I get to the bit where we're supposed to say things? We've done it. We've made a cult classic.
Yes. We did it again. Woo!
Thank you for listening.
Yes. We are part of the Pocket Podcast Network.
You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at Cult Classics PPN. Please follow us on Twitter so that we can do our Barn special.
We really want to do the Barn special.
We really want to do the Barn special. And big ups if you tell other people to follow us as well. So that helps us out.
Yeah. And in case you forgot, the Barn special is where we literally go to a barn and Brittany interviews a horse.
We're going to do our podcast in a barn. We're going to do...
Which I feel like would be kind of along the same lines as this movie. Yeah. Where you ask the horse a question and the horse just doesn't respond.
But I am going to horse girl bond. With this horse.
With the horse, okay.
You might have to be the translator, but I think we're going to have a good interview. Okay. And we've discussed potentially having audience interaction while we make a horse movie during the Barn special as well. So
live stream.
We're going to have a good time. So please consider becoming a follower.
On Twitter. Specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can follow us on Facebook too, but most of the stuff happens on Twitter.
Yep.
Thanks to Jason Shaw of Audionautics for the use of our intro and outro music.
And that's a wrap.
Straight from the horse's mouth.
Disclaimer. The conceptual treatment of a motion picture created during the duration of this audio program is not intended to represent a presently published fictional narrative. The story, all names, characters, and incidents portrayed in this production are fictitious. No identification with actual persons, living or deceased, places, buildings, and products is intended or should be inferred. Original concepts devised during the extent of the audio program are creative property of Cult Classics. Any usage of current or previous Cult Classic concepts outside of the aforementioned audio program must include appropriate acknowledgments by the utilizing party.
Pocket Podcast Network. Quality programming right to your pocket.